Pangalawa po, kailangan ho kung mag-acquire tayo ng kagamitan, it will really make a difference, particularly in quantity. For example po, kung bibili po tayo ng 12 fighter, 12 lang, bakit pa? Kailangan ho at least 30, 40. Look at Taiwan ho, wrong example, other countries, kung bumili ng fighters ho, 70, 80, 90. Because it makes a difference.
Madam Chair, ito naman, budget po para sa bomba or bombs, no? Kasi may mga aerial bombing. Magkano po ang nagastos for 2022, 2023? At kung may proposal po ba for procurement o yung mga nagastos natin para sa bombs?
Pong bombs, aerial weapons po.
Yes, yun, yung mga hinuhulog pa sa mga iba't ibang communities.
Ay, siyempre po, kailangan po tayong bumili nun. Talaga, part of our war reserve po yan.
Tungkol po sa West Philippine Sea, kanina nag-interpellate si Congressman Carap, si Madam Chair, kung pwede tayong mag-exploit, mag-protect sa ating mga tao dyan. Sa kakaalam ko, I don't know if I am wrong, sa lahat na nag-occupy ng mga bansa sa West Philippine Sea, Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan, China, Philippines, tayo ang pinakakulang ng development sa ating Pag-asa Islands. Tama po ba?
Anyway, Mr. Secretary, you have mentioned about the adjustments with regards to Horizon 1 and Horizon 2 and 3. Now, on the onset, ano po yung mga adjustments na gagawin natin in relation to the focus now of the AFP?
Unang-una po, kailangan may stress po tayo sa command and control din, at interoperability ng mga equipment na binili nung araw. Kailangan ho nag-uusap-usap itong mga to at nagbibigay ng clear picture sa command authorities na makadeside. Pangalawa po, kailangan ho kung mag-acquire tayo ng kagamitan, it will really make a difference, particularly in quantity. For example po, kung bibili po tayo ng 12 fighter, 12 lang, bakit pa? Kailangan ho at least 30, 40. Look at Taiwan ho, wrong example, other countries, kung bumili ng fighters ho, 70, 80, 90. Because it makes a difference. Kung bibili ho tayo ng, for example, fighter, kailangan meron hong sufficient munitions and fuel ito na mag-last ng 30 hanggang 40 dias. Ganon din po sa land-based at saka missile equipment. Sa barko po, of course, higher capability, kaso naglalayag ho yan, kaya hindi gaanong, vulnerable sila, pero yung vulnerability nila, hindi kasing vulnerable sa tinatatad ho tayo ng kalaban. So, ganito pong mga horizoning, no? Pangalawa po, doon po sa equipment, kailangan ho ito ay facility sa basing po. Kailangan protektahan po natin ang archipelagic baselines natin. Yun ho ang strategic basing dapat na gawin. For joint use pa. Para sa mangingisda, sa Coast Guard, sa Air Force, kesa sa po nagdedepensa tayo ng puso natin. No? Kailangan ho, dahil the 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone is part of the patrimony of the nation, not in ownership, but in sovereign rights, with the exclusive right to explore and exploit the resources. We have to be able to protect the Philippine authorized people who do that. If not, and together with the baselines as staging points, we will fail in our duty if this is penetrated where we still can. So, and thirdly po, pet project po ni General Bronner ang ating cyber capabilities. Kailangan po i-develop natin not only as a management and control tool, but also as a defensive tool. Not only with the capabilities, but with the people. Yun ho ang pinaka-importante, Congressman Caraps.
Kami sa Congress, kami mag-approve ng budget, but dapat bigyan nyo rin kami ng timetable o time frame. Magkanong budget, if this is really the antidote, because the security sector is claiming that NTF-ELCAC is now the medicine and the solution for this internal security problem with regards to the PP and PA. Now, I do believe na kung yun yung solution for the AFP to depart from the internal security and focus on the external security, ako nga sabi ko, bibigay natin. But of course, you have to commit. Sabi ko nga, kung magkano ang kailangan for the next 3 or 5 years ng AFP, but you have just to commit na after 3 years or 5 years, tapos na tayo dito, bibigay dapat ang gobyerno. Diba? Kasi every year, yung proposal for NTF-ELCAC, ganito yung performance, question of corruption and everything, malinaw naman yan because this is not being used by or managed by the AFP. Nandun yun sa local. Wala tayong question doon, wala tayong problema, resolved doon. But the question is, kailan talaga ito matatapos? Kung ito yung antidote natin, dapat ponduhan natin ang todo para makafocus na rin yung AFP natin sa external threat.
Tungkol po sa West Philippine Sea, kanina nag-interpellate si Congressman Caraps, Madam Chair, kung pwede tayong mag-exploit, mag-protect sa ating mga tao dyan. Sa kakaalam ko, I don't know if I am wrong, sa lahat na nag-occupy ng mga bansa sa West Philippine Sea, Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan, China, Philippines, tayo ang pinakakulang ng development sa ating Pag-asa Islands. Tama po ba, Mr. Secretary? Kung tayo ang pinakakulang ang development sa Pag-asa Islands, ano ang plano natin para maging katotohanan talaga na may bayan tayo doon at minimaintain natin ang ating bayan sa Pag-asa?
Yung Pag-asa po, madali lang pong usapan kasi madali lang pong i-resupply. Yung buong lugar po na kailangan natin na sakupin or hawakan ang problema. At ito po ay pinag-aaralan namin mabuti, pinaghahandaan namin mabuti kasi lahat ho ng maaaring reaksyon ng mga katunggali natin ay kailangan nating paghandaan. At capabilities po natin kailangan paghandaan natin upang mas agresibo tayong maka-assert ng ating rights. Secondly po, kahit na anong ginagawa po doon ay multi-agency consultation yan kasi kailangan ho, maari nating dapat masustain natin ang ginagawa natin at hindi tayo aatras kung tayo ay mag-commit sa isang bagay. Kaya po, ito pinagplaplanuhan ho namin na mabuti, pinaghahandaan po namin ng mabuti. Hindi ko lang masabi kung ano ang mga plano po natin dahil ayoko pong i-telegraph sa mga katunggali kung ano magagawin po natin o binabalak natin. Rest assured po sa pronouncement ni Presidente na hindi po natin aatrasan kahit na anong mga bagay na kaya natin pong gawin.
Maraming salamat sa sagot na yan po. At Madam Chair, nagtanong po ako dito dahil kung isang bayan, may munisipyo po tayo doon. Ang iniisip ko po, dapat may hospital tayo. Kaya ang Department of Health, kung maaari, pumasok doon. Kung hindi man, Rural Health Center para mag-alaga ng ating mga mamamayan doon. Yung school natin, paano natin mapaaral ng mabuti ang mga tao doon? Kailangan pumasok din ang DepEd doon para maturuan yung mga bata doon. At kung maaari, inirespeto ko yung strategies natin, pero mapaayos natin yung island dahil tayo na lang ang hindi yata nagpapalapad at nagre-reclaim sa area na yan. Tayo ang nasa preemptive po nito, kaya kailangan may comprehensive strategy tayo para ipakita natin na determinado tayo na atin yan. Kaya sinabi ko kanina na tayo yata ang pinakamababa ang intervention doon. Kaya
at improvement ng airport, malaking tulong po ito.
Madam Chair, bilang minority leader, sumusuporta po ako sa statement ng ating secretary kung anong may tutulong namin doon.
Thank you very much, Minority Leader. From the majority, the chair now recognizes Representative Josie Lim Kaichong.
Thank you very much. Because I think one of the reasons why some investors.
The more important portion is the combat weapon suite, which we do not have and we have to import. Era of disruptive technology.
Nandun.
Palagay ko po ang unang
Ang serbisyo sa mga tao natin na ang serbisyo.
ng airport, malaking tulong po ito.
Madam Chair, bilang
Era of disruptive technologies and asymmetric capabilities emerging. I think the best way really is to joint venture.
That is also, Madam Chair, my direction of my questioning earlier is to know what the plans of the DND in improving our capacity to better our equipments, our facilities, our security assets, no? And for this reason also, Madam Chair, I'd like to ask how can we help the Coast Guard? Because I believe the plan also of our current secretary is not only to expand the locations where we can put up the capabilities for our military, but also to maintain our right in protecting our territorial jurisdictions. No, so I particularly want to know the plans of the AFP insofar as the BRP Sierra Madre station in Ayungin Shoal. So I know that it has a storied background. Just like to know how can we help probably resources wise? What is now the plan of the DND? And so far, do we have a fund for that? Yes, to a certain right.
We have a supply, but the Coast Guard also does accompany us in the resupply missions. And I believe because of the variety of maneuvering that they have to do and the screening that they have to do, it takes a lot out of their POL budgets. So maybe their MOE budgets.
Mm-hmm.
And in turn also, Your Honor, probably, just like the Mindoro oil spill had shown and others, probably also I don't know if this is out of line, maybe another aspect where you could help the Coast Guard is to capacitate them for their major role of preserving maritime safety and security in inter-island shipping vessels, no, and to capacities to contain oil spills, because in these kinds of disasters, more often than not, all AFP assets are also used.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, to the AFP, sa perspective po ng AFP, bakit mahalaga ang SIM card registration? Paano ito makakatulong sa AFP to go after enemies of the state?
I think, Your Honor, it's a criminality thing more than a insurgency thing, no? And SIM card registration probably is more for fraud protection, anti-fraud protection, rather than any other kind of thing, no?
Thank you, Madam Chair, kasi immediately po nung naisabatas ang SIM card registration at meron pa rin pong mga kababayan natin na nagko-question, meron pong mga nagpapapreskon na officials ng military at maging din po yung NYC chairperson na gagamitin daw against enemies of the state ang SIM card registration. So may we get po from the AFP, ano po yung pagtingin nila? Can this be used?
Naturally, Your Honor, any legitimate tool against an enemy of the state can be used, actually. However, with SIM cards, the proliferation of SIM cards are actually fraud and other scams and criminal offenses. I don't think it will be, frankly speaking, I don't think SIM card registration will be of value for enemies of state. It does help. It does help, actually. But I think it is more for an anti-fraud measure than anything else.
Kaya, yeah. Yun lang, Madam Chair, kasi delikado nga kung magagamit ang SIM card registration, lalo na sa ngayon po, napaka-broad kasi nung enemies of the state, di ba? Na actually kahit sino, kahit civilian, organization, individual, pwede pong brand na enemy of the state. Madam Chair, ito naman, budget po para sa bomba or bombs, no? Kasi may mga aerial bombing. Magkano po ang nagastos for 2022, 2023, at kung may proposal po ba for procurement o yung mga nagastos natin para sa bombs?
Pong bombs, aerial weapons po.
Yes, yun, yung mga hinuhulog pa sa mga iba't ibang communities.
Ay, syempre po, kailangan po tayong bumili nun. Talaga, part of our war reserve po yan.
Yeah, kaya magkano po, Madam Chair, 2022, 2023, at kung may proposal po sa 2024?
Akong, yeah.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, sir, we don't have the exact data right now, no, on the number of piece. We will get back to you if you would allow po.
Kahit po ballpark, Madam Chair, like kasi several instances naman na may mga aerial bombings na kinonduct. So, edi ilan yung ginamit, tas magkano siya per piece?
We'll just submit po, sir. We don't have it right now po. We'll research.
Madam Chair, we will formally request na ma-send sa office natin at copy furnished din po sa committee para makita natin kung justified yung laki ng gastos para dito. How about drones, Madam Chair? Mga recent procurement ng drones, magkano din po yung ginastos?
GHQ should answer that. That's a multi-service endeavor.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, if we will be allowed, we will get back to the Honorable Congressman with the data.
You may submit to the committee.
Yes, we have acquired before a lot of it, and it is of great help to us in situational awareness, Madam Chair.
Okay, Madam Chair, pakisabit na lang din po sana ng DND sa office din natin in preparation for the plenary deliberations. Next, Madam Chair, ano po ang basis natin para masabing cleared ang isang barangay from insurgents?
Madam Chair, we have a parameter set by AFP and PNP, but what is more important here is the participation of the local government in declaring that the area is cleared. So it's not only the security sector that declares it, but also the local officials in that area.
So sino po finally, Madam Chair, yung nagve-verify na ang isang barangay ay yan, wala na yan, cleared na yan? Is it the LGU or the AFP?
Madam Chair, it's the Peace and Order Council of the LGU and the Provincial Peace and Order Council. It's a collaborative effort of all stakeholders of peace in the area.
But Madam Chair, hindi po ba vine-verify din ng AFP ang mga nire-report ng LGU?
Madam Chair, everything goes through a process. It's a very transparent. The LGU, through the Peace and Order Council, process all this undertaking. AFP and PNP is just part. We're just part of the process.
Yeah. Madam Chair, tingin natin dapat mas magkaroon ng maayos na verification process ang AFP kasi tingin natin so far napaka-unscientific po ng mga declarations, alin yung cleared, alin yung hindi. Kasi kung hindi naman pala talaga cleared, nagiging source lang siya ng corruption sa LGUs, Madam Chair. For example, meron pong probinsya dineclare na insurgency free noong June 2023. Pero Madam Chair, nagkaroon ng clash doon. Recent lang, September 1. Tapos Madam Chair, knowing how, 'di ba, maraming documentaries and research na rin naman kung paano yung guerrilla movement sa ating bansa, 'di ba? They disperse, they regroup, they travel from one place to another. Kaya napakahirap i-qualify, Madam Chair, ano yung cleared, ano yung hindi. Kaya Madam Chair, kung totoo na yung rebel numbers sa bansa natin are decreasing, actually hindi na justified kung magiging excessive yung ating budget na actually magagamit lang para sa repression ng ating mga kababayan, lalo sa mga civilian communities, mga farmers, mga indigenous people. Na Madam Chair, to end, ito na lang po data request in addition sa mga nabanggit kanina. Request po Madam Chair sa listahan ng mga CAFGU. Tapos ano ang guidelines for a barangay to be under the RCSP and guidelines po para ma-qualify ang individual sa balik-loob program at maging bahagi ng ICLIP. Ayun, yun na lang Madam Chair. Hopefully they can furnish that to our office. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank
Madam
you,
Chair,
Representative.
The armed forces will comply, but the more important thing is a big budget is needed to sustain a barangay once it's cleared. Because the best way to undermine it is from people outside the barangay or outside another front to come in and wreak havoc to say it's uncleared. That's why we need to keep the presence there for some time and have a whole of government effort to clear areas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's actually a manifestation. I just want to manifest my support for the budget of the DND, especially with the leadership of Secretary Gibo Chodoro. I'm sure that everything is in order and the implementation will also be proper. That is all, Madam Chair.